Oh, my hearties. A very good evening to you. 'Tis me, Scottie McCLUE. Wednesday evening, nothing gets past me, and we are, of course, live streaming on the world's top live stream platform, YouTube. I hope you're able to find us, and I hope that you've come and joined us, and you're going to spend the next couple of hours with us, or certainly a right good bit of it. That would be fantastic. Always lovely to have you with us. And of course, welcome, I say, to Scottie McCLUE's YouTube stream, the live stream that everybody's talking about and everybody is watching. We are picking up some serious momentum with this, my friends, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. And that's to do with it fast becoming the place to be, the go-to place during lockdown. Excellent stuff. Who have we got here? And you're all just joining us. Isn't that fantastic? I might be a little bit early tonight. Anybody check the time when McCLUE popped up tonight? Was I a little bit on the early side? Perhaps. Just catching everybody out there. Evening, Lord McCLUE. And Dinky Doo, says the Archie. Evening, Archie. Lovely to have you with us. And a very, very warm welcome to you, of course. Fantastic stuff. Now, last night we had a little technical challenge. And so last night, our number 29 is in two parts. This is number 30. How amazing is that? Sorry, I'm trying to change my name. Oh, okay, unknown. Don't panic, though. Dinky Doo. Scott says, Dinky Doo, Scott. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome. You're watching Scottie McCLUE, and we are live streaming on YouTube just for you. Dinky Doo, tremendous. Another beautiful, beautiful day. But we can't go that far. We can't go out in it and out and about. You take your time to change your name Unknown. I just didn't want you to be known as Unknown. You see, how could you be known as Unknown? Because then you would be known. So you might change it to Known. There we are. Please help. We don't have any books to read. Oh, the book club. I have thousands of books to read. My goodness me, where are you based, book club? The only problem is, what are the rules about literature and the handling of books because of COVID-19? What a glorious evening, says Scott. I know, Scott, and to cap it all, the icing on the cake, here is McCLUE popping up on YouTube just for you to see Dinky Doo. There are evening, Scotty, Tom, Mrs. McCLUE. I said hi. Darling, Glenn says hi. She says hi back, Glenn. That's fantastic. Any comedy books? Oh, stacks and stacks of them. So funny, it really is. It's very funny. Wonder why people say that, when there's a problem, they always say, well, it's funny, but and you think, no, not funny at all. So there we are. Yes, stacks of comedy books, but we need to find out the rules and regulations. More likes. Who's come on and not liked the stream? Tut, tut, tutty, tut, 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 tut. There we are. Excellent. So everybody liking the stream. Let's find out what's happening here. We'll dash off and find out what McCLUE's up to on his channel. So there we are. I'm just going to look up and see what's happening. So there we are. Welcome. Lovely to have you with us, Glenn. Everybody was talking today about what a nice young man had phoned in. So there we are. I get a lot of feedback on the email. Scotty, have you ever watched Asian dramas with subtitles? Other cultures can be quite interesting. Oh, absolutely. Everything is interesting, Glenn. If you're learning about the world, and of course, Bollywood is very, very big in India. Says Betty McIver, Dinky Doo. A few comfort breaks tonight. Oh, I think so, Betty. It's very warm tonight. There'll be a few comfort breaks before the night is out. I can assure you. Lovely to have you with us, Betty. Welcome. I hope you've had a good day. There we are. It's always lovely to have you with us. Here we go. There's McCLUE, live new, just for you, Dinky Doo. Hello, Scotty and everyone, says the wonderful Grady Beckel in Canada. Thomas has joined us. Thomas Dinky-Doo, Thomas Bean, good evening. All good evening to you, Thomas. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome to our Wednesday evening live stream on YouTube. I was just saying, Tom, before you arrived, lots and lots of very, very positive feedback. So I shall carry on doing this as long as people want to see it. There we are. Excellent stuff. Certainly during lockdown. So there we are. And it's lovely to have you with us, of course. Very, very good. Sorry your Skype was acting up last night, but not to worry. There'll be lots more opportunities for us to chit and chat with a CH. There we are. I'm just going to do a wee share now. So there we go. And let everybody know that we've started, because people can be quite fickle. Members of the public can be quite fickle. And they can say things like, I didn't know that. I forgot. But, was he on? Was Scottie on? Was it Scottie himself? Is it the real Scottie, or is it a guy saying he's Scottie? Hello, good evening. Thanks for the feedback, Scottie. Not watching footy tonight, can't be bothered. Listen, how could an old football game be of any interest when McClue's on YouTube live? And you can become a star. I actually said to people tonight, if you want to be a superstar, join in with Scottie McClue at 8 o'clock. Sometimes if you've changed your name too frequently, YouTube won't allow another name change for a few weeks. Well, there we are, Grady. Yes, absolutely, because I think I'd like to add a little bit to the channel. If anybody wants to put any input in, then do so, and maybe change that. Scott says, with book club and books are set aside for 72 hours, that's enough time for any possible COVID infection to clear. I wonder how they came about by that theory. Why was a good pizza watching all the first podcasts, but then vanished and came back? Because he missed us, the book club. You know, you miss McClue, you go, I'm not sitting watching that. I want to see an action movie, something that, fills the simple bit of my mind. I don't want to hear all that intellectual stuff that McClue and his people talk. And then you think, actually, I could do with a bit of Scottie McClue. So there you are. So people do that. They dip in and out at first. And then when their brain starts to mature, they think, actual facts, I want to hear what Scottie's talking about, because there's just nothing on the telly. I went through it last night. We should go through it some night with a clicker. And I went through it last night. Coronavirus, news, murder, death, more murder, Nazis, more death, adverts, serious adverts. If you've been ill recently, adverts for funerals, stop. So, the whole television thing, when telly came in, it was so popular because it was escapism. Life was tough. There we are. Well, male fans of winning or losing teams actually have a measurable rise or fall in testosterone levels. Maybe it's a hormonal thing. Well, we haven't measured people's testosterone levels from watching Scottie McClue live streaming. They might be through the roof. There we are. Cheers, Scottie. Cheers, says a good pizza. There we are. We need Celtic back in action. Well, there we are. But you see, all that's old-fashioned now. You're talking about, the 1880s, that sort of stuff. Maybe it's time for the new world, Tam. So instead of watching Rangers and Celtic, you watch McClue live streaming. You think, no, this is far better, this. And maybe you could score a wee goal with me, intelligence-wise, Cheers, Scottie. This is a good pizza. Welcome, a good pizza. Oh, geez, they probably are with all the winning information, says Grady. Fantastic. So there we go. Absolutely, Tam. Are you a Celtic man or are you a Rangers man? So there we go. Another wee comfort break. Betty's got a point, It's going to be a warm one. Woo! Are you not out in deepest Lanarkshire? Are you not maybe into Motherwell or something like that? Third Lanark. So there we are. Fantastic stuff. Good to have everybody with us. This is tremendous, guys. Somebody's not been liking. Stephen says, Dinky-Doo Scottie Sven from Bishopton again. What's your views on apparently there's more than two genders? Well, what are the other genders? If you can tell me the other genders, I will be very interested in there being more than 2 genders. I certainly know there's male and female, and there's your X and Y chromosomes, and your yin and your yang. But if you've got other genders, please do make a wee list of them. And we'll have a look at them, Stephen. That would be actually good. Our Sven from Bishopton. Wonderful stuff. Now, I do need to share right away, guys, because otherwise I forget. I get distracted. And we got lots and lots of likes. Has everybody liked? The bonus says you get educated on Scottish shows. Absolutely, Betty. You could watch a Rangers Celtic game and learn nothing. And then your chat consists with your colleagues the next day. So, what did everybody think of the game last night, eh? The way Smith and McDonald played, what were they all about? And you think, hang on a minute. You know, why are we dissecting all this again? You know, surely we can make conversation. There we are. Evening, Scotty Dinky Doo. I just had an Easter egg, says Thomas Payton. Good for you, Thomas. I hope the chocolate wasn't white. I can remember when little chocolate and sweetie shops were open, and they were lovely. They were all beautifully clean and that. But sometimes in the country, the chocolate in the window would get a wee bit white. And if they were short of Russian caramels, they would say, I think I've got some left in the window. And you say, excuse me, they've gone a wee bit white. Oh, that's just with the sun. You know, they still sold you them, though. That was the thing. Fantastic. I always remember my dad. I remember being in a rural village and my laces had broken. And I went in and I said to this guy in the army, I said, would you have any laces? He goes, I don't think I've got that one. He says, I'll give you this. He said, they're a wee bit longer, but you could take a bit off them. And my father said, aye, but they'll not just sell you one. One lace that would do the 2 shoes. Maybe that's the core of the bonus to me is some good top shelf subtle roasting, says Grady Beckel. Absolutely. Well, everything's top shelf with McClue, top drawer. Scotty, remember the clip where the guy said he was 20 stone and was working? Can you play that clip tonight, please? Says Glenn Peacock. I would need to find it, Glenn. I've got one for you tonight anyway. So there we are. Look at that. Kareem Zachariah has joined us. Hello, SCOTTIE. There we are. I think the predictive text has taken over, Kareem. It's wonderful. Oh, Kareem, do tell us, are you on holiday now? The Archie, I just don't watch horror TV shows. Yes, no, you've got to put the whole lot off. How are we tonight, Scotty? And everyone, oh, Kareem, we are fabulous. We are fan-dabby-tastic tonight. And everybody is in great nick, superb. I'll send you the link. If I send you the link, will you play it? Well, we might. We might even have 2 clips. Hello, Kareem. Better day today, says Grady Beckel. Ian429, Dinky Doo, Scotty. Lovely to have you with us, Ian. Excellent stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody on the answer to Sven that there are more than 2 genders? Very interesting. So let's have more on that, please. Yes, Scotty, I was out all day. I've just woke. So I'm on my phone. I will jump to PC shortly. Lol. Excellent, Kareem. That'd be wonderful. What does it mean when somebody says somebody's woke? I know you've just woken up, but they say, oh, yeah, very woke. What does that one mean? That's the latest speak. So there we are. Do tell, spin and spill. Wonderful stuff. So you've had a good day, Kareem. Excellent stuff. Were you working at your job or were you doing something else? He's going to get on the PC, so over here. I must share. Can you all share? Share. And subscribe. We need to get the subscribers up. I don't know how we can get the subscribers up. We're stuck at about 2,160 or something like that. So we need to get the subscribers up, guys. Tell 10 to tell 10. Say to people, just say, look, can you subscribe to Scottie McClue? Fast Pat's joined us. Welcome, Fast Pat. Hello, all my friends. Fast Pat signing on. Sign on, dear boy. Excellent stuff. Ask the ants, the bees, the birds, the dolphins, the cats, the dogs, and the lions. Heck, even ask the mercurial amphibians. Now, are they genders or are they species? Do you see what I'm saying? So you might just have 2 genders of all these species? You know, that's a thought, isn't it? Last day of work today, so the boss had a barbecue. I'll jump on PC and make this easier. Lol, says Kareem. Kareem's having a great time. Ask them about their sexes. So there you are. Well, yes, but I mean, these are species that you've given me, Grady. So the sexes, there will be a male and a female, will there not? Unless there's a hermaphrodite. And that means you can sort of self-reproduce. So you wouldn't need a husband or a wife. You just do your own thing, and a wane appears. Fantastic. Never a dull moment, I say. Right, there we are. Tell us more. We want to have all the information from all you clever people out there. Can I get a shout out for Big Salmon from the Wayside, says Thomas. Yes, Salmon from the Wayside. A big shout out from Thomas from Tam. So there we are. Excellent stuff. So we're really, we've got an interesting one on here tonight. I'll tell you guys, are there more than two genders? I'll just share with the big Scottie McClue page. That'll just let everybody know that we are there. I'll just say live now. I'm not even going to go Scottie McClue is live now and all that stuff. You know, I don't know. Does everybody read all that? See the blurb I put up. Does everybody read all that? Or does this go Scottie McClue? Oh, for goodness sakes. I'm telling us again he's on tonight. So Grady says the sexually ambiguous nature of some amphibians allows them to change sexes and reproduce when necessary. Now, that sounds like a handy thing to have. So there you are. So you could just change your sex and reproduce. So a guy could have a wane. There we are. Quick change, wane, business done. So what would happen to women if guys could have wanes? Would they be totally redundant? Would they have to sort of just look after themselves? That sort of stuff. Bye-bye husbands and families. There we are. Bye-bye breadwinners and what have you. You know, I mean, it's just, is it everyone for themselves then? Obsolete, says Stephen. What's obsolete? The ambiguous nature of some amphibians. So tell us more, Stephen. You can't just say obsolete. We need to know what you're talking about. That's a frog thing, lol, says Grady. Also, frogs were the first cloned animals, circa the 1960s. Yes, but I mean, there's not much you can really do with a frog. I mean, you can't really breed them for eating, unless in France, I suppose, the legs. You can't really breed them for their skin. You know, what are you wearing? That's very smart. Oh, this is frog skin. You can't do any of that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit difficult to know what to do with a frog, apart from if you have one in your throat. Who gets puffed out is the big question, says Betty McIver. I know, Betty. If you've changed your sex, that would mean, you know, that the guys would get puffed out. The women wouldn't get puffed out at all. So there we are. That was McClue's term, guys. In case you think Betty and I are having secret chats here. McClue's term for somebody that had been doing the 1-2 buckle my shoe, if you get my meaning, was that their man would be puffed out. And if women kept their men puffed out, their men wouldn't look elsewhere because they'd be too puffed out. Yes, puffed out. Woo! There we are, Betty, you got that right tonight. I think that's our third comfort break. Wonderful stuff. We just started. Lol, says Grady. There are more than two genders, says the Archie. Even though our society, the most recognized are male, female, called the gender binary. Yes, but have we got, you know, out with binary? So there we are. It's worth having a look at that. I'm just going to keep posting, guys, if you can keep sharing. Has everybody liked and subscribed? The subscribing is so important. If you can get people to subscribe. Nonsense, Archie, says Sven. So there we are. Sven's not too happy with the fact that people are not engaging properly in this and realizing that there's more than there are more than two genders, but are there? That's the big question tonight. I only know of two, and then you see you wouldn't be having anybody sort of engaging with other species. That's the whole thing. So we can't have that. There we are. And we can't actually discuss it either. Scottie, I'm back again this time around. What was question? Yes, are there more than two genders, Kareem? That's the big question. It's causing a wee bit of a stushy on here. Scottie, that's the one with the overweight clip. I think we played that one. So there we are. Yes, I think we played that one the other night. Scottie, I'm back again. So, Kareem, so it's about the genders, and what Sven is saying is that there are more than two genders. And we're just saying if we could have a list of these genders to know what they are. Grady has been very, very helpful in Canada and in the world. And he's given us a list of different species, but not different genders. That's the thing. Scottie, no, that one is the guy, not the girl. The guy, not the girl. What's that one? Right, okay. The one you want me to play is the guy. Yes, is that the one, Glenn? See what's what then? Yes, absolutely. We'll get it on the, can we get it on the talk, on the fast talk? Where did I put all that? Let's see if we can get it on the fast talk. Live talk we're wanting, isn't it? Live talk. There we go. Now, guys, there wasn't much sharing today. I need you sharing stuff. If you see Scottie McClue come up on your Facebook or anything like that, think, oh, just share him, for goodness sake. Top chat. Live chat. There we are. Excellent stuff. Welcome, welcome. If you've just joined us, folks, a very, very warm welcome. If you're wondering what on earth's going on, it's Scottie McClue's podcast. Live stream pop up. We're doing it live, and everybody's joining in for the chit-chat and the argy-bargy. And then, of course, what we'll do, it will be uploaded, and you can see what is what. But that is not a reason to be lazy and think, oh, I'll watch that later. You know, come and join us now on the day, hitting the nail on the head, where you've nailed it. When did we start speaking like that? You've nailed it. Get over it. You know, you just have to suck it up. People need closure. Gender is a construct that's extremely closely related to biological sexes, almost 1-to-1. And the exceptions are self-proclamations, so biologically only males and females or men and women reproduce. So if you are another gender, you're proclaiming to be that. It's a proclamation. It's not a physical, clinical thing. What is happening right now, says the book club? Well, Scottie McClue is live on YouTube right now, book club. Now, you should know that if you're a book club. So there we are. That's what's happening. The most important thing in the world is taking place on YouTube right now. Why is it important? Because you and I are talking. And you can't get more important than that. So there you are. Fantastic. It's all about you and I and the rest of the world. And this is where we meet. We just need to tell everyone that. All right. Once everyone gets the message, going, I never knew anything like this existed. This is fantastic. They'll come and join us. Now, Grady, who is one of our resident brain boxers, even in the case of dual genitalia, one set of genitals actually has the power of reproduction. Absolutely. Scottie, there are only genders in this world, boys and girls. So there we go. However, there are multiple variants, CIS, CSHET, trans, genderqueer, gender fluid, non-binary, etc. The list goes on. Now, these variants, you know, can't be other genders, so they're not actually a variant on gender, are they? Even if you've got transgender and that sort of stuff, that's just a changing of gender. What's your views on self-employed punters who weren't honest about last year's tax returns and are paying for it now in the furlough system? Well, you should always be honest on your tax return. It's the only way to travel. I mean, I've done lots and lots of freelance work over the years, and every single penny goes to the accountant, goes to the tax person. We agree the earnings. It's all very clear. It's everything I've paid out and everything that's come in, and that's it. And then you can put your head on the pillow and sleep like a baby. Fantastic. So always be honest. A Good Pizza says, are you reading my messages? No, A Good Pizza, I'm not reading your messages. Intentionally. Don't be silly. Of course I'm reading your messages. I agree, fella, said Stephen Kerr. So there you are. It's a bit like, if you want an idea, I can give you an idea now that will save you getting stopped for speeding. And it's called obeying the speed limit. So there you are. And it just lets you know. So you've just got to, in life, you've just got to play the game. You've got to play the game. Woo! Warm tonight. Comfort break, comfort break. It's an absolute belter tonight, isn't it? For what a Saturday. What's a cis, says A Good Pizza. So, Kareem, if you could extrapolate, see what I just did there? I'll look that up later. If you could extrapolate on, you don't need to worry about boys and girls, but cis, cishet, and gender queer. That would be quite good. Maybe this sounds to me like a Skype call, Kareem. There we are. Wonderful stuff. What's a cis? Well, have you not got a big sis? A Good Pizza. She's my sis. Sorry for being impatient, Scottie. That's the clip of the fat guy. Right, made my night, Scottie, says Sven. Think you too, Sven. Well, no, it's fantastic stuff. I mean, we love all this. We love proper discussion amongst human beings. We're all a bit rusty at it, but that's why we have a live stream like this. And anybody that drops out, it's not for them. You know what I mean? We're maybe a wee bit too high up in the stuff. As my father would say, this education's taken your garret. Cis, I believe, is somebody who only see themselves as identifying with only the one gender all the time. Now, there is a term, is it monosexual? And you can actually be in love with yourself. I mean, actually in love, you're not narcissistic or anything like that. You're actually genuinely in love with yourself. And I believe you could maybe even marry yourself if you made your case for it. So there we go. And split the money. So cisgender, says our wonderful Kareem. Sometimes cissexual, all often abbreviated to simply cis, is a term for people whose gender identity matches their sex assigned at birth. So they identify as a male if they were born a male. If they were born female, they identify as a female. Right, that's excellent stuff. Folk that leave, they can't stand the heat in the kitchen. Sven, not a problem. Everyone is entitled to go. Somebody said the other night, you will always get an audience, Scottie, and even if you didn't, you would still broadcast. I thought, he's got a point. It's wonderful, because the people want it. They just need to know about it. So we are. So let's get sharing again, guys. We need to share. Share. Very, very important. Très important, as we say en français. Cis comes from chemistry. It's a construction, literally, and an alteration to the definition, like trans is. But stealing scientific terms and imbuing them with new definitions is a sneaky thing. Well, I suppose what you're trying to do, Grady, is legitimize concepts. So you're wanting to officialize it. So as you say, you're nicking from science, because then you say, well, no, this is an actual case, rather than, well, we just fancied doing this and calling it that. You see what I mean? So you're legitimizing stuff. That's what's going on. When people say, what is the world coming to? What are these people at? And, you know, if we're honest about it, in this country, homosexuality wasn't legitimized until, was it 1985? Behind closed doors and stuff like that. It's piggybacking, says Grady. So there you are. Yes, absolutely. Yes, you are quite right. Liked and shared, Scottie, Kareem, that's fantastic. What a wonderful discussion tonight, guys. Absolutely amazing. Do tell me about the stream. Is everything okay with it? I know it's a bit simple. I know the background you're used to. We're always the same, but we're never the same program every night. So you need to be listening, and you need to tell 10 to tell 10. And anybody that goes, oh, it's always the same, they can forget it. They're on the wrong stream. So you see, it's about finding the people who actually want to be here. That we are not just the nosy ones. Gender fluid. Oh, yes. Is that coming out in a bottle or something like that? Oh, no. A mix. Gender fluid is a mix of boy and girl. A person who is gender fluid may always feel like a mix of the two traditional genders, but may feel more man some days and more women other days. But Kareem, is that not all of us? Is that not just getting your male-female side in balance? You know, it's very interesting. I remember a friend of mine saying, we're talking about homosexuality, and he said, everyone is homosexual to a greater or lesser extent. Very interesting, isn't it? Male-female balance, that sort of thing. I already knew what gender fluid was, but thanks anyway, Kareem. A good pizza. All of us know a lot of what's being discussed, but there's never a room for the smarty pants on here. You know what I mean? Because there might be new things you pick up that you think, I didn't. So if every time somebody informs all of us, remember we're worldwide. And if somebody informs all of us and somebody goes, I know that, what's the point in that sort of stuff? You know, I mean, these kind of people annoy me when you're explaining. They've asked you a question, you're explaining the concept, and go, I know that, I know. And you think, well, no, you don't know, or you wouldn't have asked the question. You might know some wee snippets, but you don't know. That's why we're discussing it. There we are. Scientific words have functional meanings such as homo, the same, or hetero. Hetero meaning different. Hence their use to describe states such as sexual attraction to the same or different sex. Homo. That was a big mistake. Oh, yes. You used to talk about anything from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. They stopped that years ago. And Betty mentions one of the big radio stations. Yes, I mean, that's ridiculous nonsense, Betty. All radio stations should have a phone-in. That's what they're all missing, because they don't have what you call a USP, a unique selling point. Almost got on your radio again years ago to sing You Can't Shove Your Granny Off the Bus. What a year, probably about 2005-ish. Stephen, that was right. We used to finish that show with everybody singing You Can't Shove Your Granny Off a Bus, and we just called it the song. And we used to say, phone in for the song, we've only got a minute of the show left, and the phones would go berserk. And the wizard was on, and then we would pick somebody to sing the song. And of course, there's a lovely clip on YouTube here of singing the song. Fantastic. Intersex, a person born with reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't seem to fit the typical definitions of male or female. Now, yes, I'm thinking of somebody that was born with ladies' parts, but they're a bit of a guy. Something like that. And now poor souls are going for surgery and everything. Loved it, remembered it well, Sven. Do you remember that? We used to finish up with the the song. And of course, the audience on McClue's shows are different to any other show. The interaction's fantastic. We all get on and we just have a laugh. And I think what was lovely about the singing the song, it was the queues and queues of people that wanted to do it. And the guy that phoned, he didn't realize, I don't know if his mate had set him up or something. He's going, aye, we'll sing the song. Come on, will you sing now? It's starting. And he's going, oh, Carrie. That was that. Fantastic. Another show we used to always finish with the national anthem. People used to do the nut. I used to say, up on your feet, everybody, for the Queen. And we'd play the national anthem, and people were shouting at their wirelesses, but they loved it, you know. You'd come on and go, why don't you play something else, Scotty? What about the soldier song? All that kind of stuff. Ian 429, a male cis person doesn't see themselves as having any female aspects. Their cis nature describes that they don't recognize the self aspects of the gender. Now, Ian 429, these are the kind of people that can have trouble, that can have problems, because they've maybe had a father that said to a son when they were tiny, formative years, stop that crying like a silly wee girl. You're not a wee girl, you're a wee boy, you need to be brave, and all that kind of nonsense. And of course, that causes no end of damage to the child, because then when they're confronted with a female side, so they sort of may become gay and stay in the closet. Because the father, what would if the father thought that about tears, what would he think about same-sex love? Oh, okay, Scotty, I'll stop and change the topic if folk are not happy. What's the next question? I don't think anybody said they're not happy. So there we are. I think everybody's just having a bit of chat. So, no, I don't think there's been any complaining at all, to be honest with you. Grady says, haha, gender fluid. Now it actually does come in a bottle. A bottle of fluid that castrated confused young boys or halts female puberty. Oh, we don't want that. We should never, ever, ever mess with nature. There you are. Do another one, Kareem, says a good pizza. Kareem, folk love it on here. You don't ever need to apologise for anything. Wonderful source of knowledge. Late tonight, having a wee sherbet with a neighbour, Dinky-Doo. John Jones, you're very welcome to have a sherbet. You know, I mean, there is never, ever any punishment or any sanctions for being late to Scottie McClue's live stream on YouTube, because the fact you've missed a bit of the stream means you've been punished enough. You know, you miss a moment of McClue, you miss a moment of life. So, John Jones, people need to have a wee sherbet, especially in a warm summer's evening like this. If you're into a sherbet, I don't take it now, of course, so not a problem. Just give my halo a wee shine up there. Right, if you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue live on the live stream. This is the big one. Please tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live on YouTube from 8 o'clock till 10. Spend as long as you can with us and subscribe, tap the bell, and like the stream. Podcast later, Scotty. Absolutely, John Jones. Very interesting. A lot of people are watching the podcasts afterwards, but I'm saying there's no substitute for being there live as we create the stream. Kareem will be hoping their union decides it's not safe to go back full-time at schools. Says Betty McIver. Well, Betty, who's to say it is safe to go back? And you've got all these teachers and all these children, and it could spread like wildfire, you know what I mean? And there's already a terrific shortage of teaching staff for schools, qualified, registered teaching staff. So there we are. Now, what else have we got? So we'll find out what's happening. But was there not chat yesterday? Kareem was talking about it, that they're talking about going back to full time and just straight back in. I'll need to talk to Kareem about this, see what's happening. Guys, we need to do more sharing and telling 10. Come on. Ho. Hello. There we are. We don't want lazy people thinking, oh, no, I'm not going to watch Scottie just now. I'll watch it later. We want, you'll get the start of the podcast later, but come and join us, John. You should get your neighbour involved as well. Say, do you watch Scottie McClue's live stream on YouTube? Wonderful stuff. Right, I'm going to have to get sharing here and let everybody know what's happening. What's your views on MMA, Scottie? Tell us more about MMA, Sven, so I get the right MMA. Very important, because we've got all these acronyms at the moment. You've got to get the right one. So do tell. Traditionally, to address intersex people, the medical profession has favoured surgery in favour of the gender with the most dominant physical, just a wee second, dominant physical aspects often end up proven wrong later in life. Traditionally, to address intersex people, the medical profession has favoured surgery in favour of the gender with the most dominant physical aspects often ends up with proven wrong in later life. Now, you need to explain a little bit more of that, Ian. There's a little bit of explanation missing there. So what I'm getting out of that is that, you see, of the medical profession qualified, they're qualified to do a sex change operation, but are they qualified to deal with all the other fallout from that? Do you see what I mean? Because somebody's a really hot surgeon, does that mean that they say, right, no, don't ever cut bits off or change anybody's sex? Goodness sake, no. Cage fighting, says Sven. What are you doing that for, Sven? Come out of your cage. McClue's on. Scottie, I was up late last night. I started with an online course to be a dog first aid. Kareem, you're such a saint. I have my normal first aid, and so I thought, why not? It's been so interesting learning about your dog. Oh, dogs, they're so beautiful, absolutely. And this is why I've thought veterinary surgeons are so clever, because they can tell what's wrong with a dog when the dog can't tell them. So they can't say to the dog when it comes in, have your bowels moved today? Mm-hmm. And are you passing water all right? Yes. And are you eating okay? Is he eating okay? Sorry, are you eating okay, Fido? Mm-hmm. Any kind of indigestion here? If I press there, is that sore, Fido? If I press down here, is that sore, Fido? Excellent. So there we are. Any temperature, Fido? There's no point putting your hand flat on his forehead. You know, that sort of stuff. Any sort of dryness around the nose? You know, so it's that sort of thing. What about your tummy? Do you feel you need to go out in the night? Are you up in the night wishing you could go out? Tell us more, Fido. Well, I'm going to have my dinner now. Bye-bye. A good pizza. Bye-bye. I hope all that chat hasn't put you off your dinner. But lovely to have you on, and welcome, I say. Have a lovely dinner. Wonderful Grady Beckel in Canada. Proper migration to online education is a solution. Not without problems of childcare and attendance, but certainly it takes the threat of having a very fast spread. It does, Grady. It takes that away. But I've said this for a long time. You know, at the moment, the schools, well, it's changing, but as far as I understand, but at the moment, the schools in general are having challenges with youngsters trying to be on the phone rather than get taught. Kareem will understand all about this. But I think it's only a matter of time before we have to integrate the technology into education and move education forward from that point of view. They did a survey once about what jobs could be done by a computer. And waiting on foodstuffs and things like that. So you order your food via computer and your food's ready for you and you collect it or get it sent round, what have you. So that can be done. But teachers, So it was 98% or something with waiting at table. The computer could sort that. Teachers, they found only about 4%, less than 4%, could society do without live teaching. So there we are, less than 4% with all the other things that teachers do. Fantastic. So there you are. You know, I mean, teachers are wonderful people. Do we let the dolly birds fight too, says Stephen Kerr. Now, what about the dolly birds? What is this, your cage fighting? Would the dolly birds want to fight? I mean, it might ruin their hair. Hormonal imbalances are very common. They just usually take place later in life. Absolutely, Grady. And do people not have hormone treatment, replacement hormone therapy, and things like that? I've fought in a cage. I recommend you do something with less head trauma inherent in succeeding. I had 2 hamsters once, and they fought, not a lot, but occasionally a wee spat would break out. Hi, Betty, I don't think the kid can go back full-time. The kids can go back full-time. They'll be carriers and can kill parents, stroke grandparents. Think of staff being off to self-isolate, and the kids, etc., will go crazy if we go full-time. Yes, I think that's right. Kareem, tell me, what have you heard about the full-time? Are they going to drop the social distancing? Are they going to drop the integrated teaching, etc.? Why do dogs have a chew at grass? Well, very often, Betty, I mean, all ruminants enjoy a wee bit of grass, but I think very often the grass might taste quite nice, or sometimes the dogs are very switched on if they've got a wee bit indigestion. They take the grass because it's rough and they swallow it down, and then it causes, is it peristaltis? Peristaltis, I think. Can't remember the word. It's so long since I used it. And that means they start to think, I'll just bring all this up again with what's causing my discomfort. So it's that sort of idea. So there we go. If a child has more male physical aspects, says Ian429, they perform surgery to remove female aspects, but it doesn't address the psychology. When the psychology exerts itself later, it is in conflict with the intervention. Yes, so if you think, I am a man, you see, but they took my bits away. Betty, dogs chew grass as cats do to help bring up hairs they have swallowed while grooming. Yes, my old dog now, when he's done his paws, he does a bit of grooming and like that. Crazy stuff. And then, have you ever had your dog sneeze on you? You're patting and they go, whoosh, whoosh. There we go. Hi, Scottie and everybody. Hi, Kareem. I'm sorry I'm late. Catherine Raven, please never apologise. We're very fluid here, not gender fluid, but we're very, very fluid on here on this live stream. And as I say, there are no punishments or sanctions for being late because you've already been punished enough by missing part of the stream. So welcome, Catherine. Lovely to have you with us. It's been a fabulous program so far. Hello, Scottie, I'm back, says the wonderful J-Dog Gaming. J-Dog, have you had your din-dins? And do you want to spill as to what you had? There we are. Catherine's just joined us, Auntie Kath. Get a move on, Kathy, says Sven. Quite right. Peristalsis, says Grady. Yes, but is one not going down and one coming up? That sort of idea. There we are. You keep him right, Grady, says Catherine. Oh, everybody can keep McClue right. He doesn't mind, you see. I may know quite a lot of things, but I don't know everything. We are lifelong learners, you see, and these are the people we're hoping to attract to the stream so we can get some good, high-quality debate. Can I get a shout-out for Tony from Bishopton watering the grass, says Sven. Big shout-out for Tony. Watering the grass. How is he doing it, though? Dogs eat grass to make them sick because they've an upset tummy or to get nutrients from grass that they're lacking in their food. Absolutely, Kareem. Very clever. I said something yesterday. Oops. I had a lovely sausage casserole, leftovers and wraps for my din-dins. Lovely J-Dog Gaming. Thank you for sharing. So there we are. It's nice to know that somebody's having a good quality tuck-in. I was watching a dispute in Dallas, which ended up in a huge protest. The whole community got involved. Won't go into it here. Wow. Yes, from what I've been told, it's everyone back and no social distance, which is crazy. I have classes of 33 in small changing rooms. Then there could be an easy spread there alone. Well, the virus is airborne, Kareem. So one sneeze. Do you get the impression that the powers that be have been a little bit railroaded here? Has something come out from a kind of big head office that said, get everybody back? What about the risks? Never mind any risks. You know, that's because what I heard last night, 16 million people died in the Second World War. And the families were all left grieving. And how many million were injured? Probably about the same again. And the families were left grieving, and people were stuck with that all their life, and the trauma and the flashbacks and the suffering and the anxiety, which they bore with incredible fortitude. And, you know, that's everybody just moves on. And then, of course, the war was fought to have a united, peaceful Europe. That's what Winston Churchill wanted. If you're a Winston Churchill fan, not everyone is, I have to say. And we've just blown that, you know, just flung it back in the faces of everybody that fought in 2 world wars. Said, nah, we're just going to leave all that. Thomas, my opinion and my opinion only. I believe figures have been doctored with this virus. Up the way or down the way, Tom? Has there been more deaths we haven't been told about? Have there been more incidences of COVID-19 with people we haven't been told about? Or have there been less? Very strange. Why have there been no spikes since the mass protests, says Thomas? Well, the thing is, Thomas, the incubation period probably wouldn't have shown that up yet. You know, that was only last week. Was a deviation. I'd hoped because of lockdown and the ads been stopped, they'd stay stopped. So there you are. Interesting. Comfort break. Warm in the studio tonight. I say, never a dull moment. Kareem says, I think the SNP are playing a political game with the Scottish Tories. There's so few Scottish Tories, though, Kareem. There must be blended learning. Scottish lives matter, Scotty. Yes, stick with the blended learning. If they all go back and we see a spike, do you like takeaways, Scotty? If so, what's your favourite? Glenn, I don't often have them. I would just have it as an absolute luxury, because by the time I've ordered a takeaway, it's getting on for about 15, 20 quid, quite serious pennies, you know, that sort of idea. So, you know, very, very rarely. I think I've ordered 2 takeaways in the last 10 years. Wars are as old as chimpanzees, says Grady Beckel. Yes, but what is the purpose of a war? Is it the powers that be saying we need to depopulate and we need to do it fast? And also we need to sell arms and make a lot of money for some people who are already incredibly rich. That sort of idea, you see. Thomas, I agree with you. I stay beside as someone who works in a care home that were told to put any losses down to coronavirus. Right. So has there been less deaths to coronavirus than we think? So there we go, you see. Kareem Zakaria, you wonderful man. Kareem, you're so kind. Kareem has just tapped the dollar and sent Scottie McClue £1. You're a wonderful person, Kareem. Thank you. Yes, says Catherine Raven. Hello, Catherine, honey. Hope you're well and had a lovely day, says Fast Pat. So there we are. All that wonderful stuff on here. How amazing is that? Right, I need to get this. Do you find stuff pops up and it goes over where you're trying to post stuff? Right, there we are. And where am I posting this? Page I manage. Get it out here. Lovely. Right, that's gone on to that. And I'll just put live now. Is that enough, do you think? Do people read all that stuff? There's so much on the internet, isn't there? No? And when somebody talks about my figures and says, yeah, I mean, it will grow, but, I say, yeah, but, think of how much media there is around, how many television and radio channels are competing for somebody to watch or to listen. So I'm delighted with the way our stream's going. You know what I mean? I think we're a great wee gang. Scottie, yes, the figures have been doctored to make it look higher. So there we are. Fast Pat, says Catherine Raven. Well, of course, we built these huge hospitals for the peak, and so far that hasn't actually arisen. Who else is tapping this dollar? I will find out. Grady Beckel, 5 Canadian bucks. Let's get Scottie some takeaway. You're lovely, 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 thoughtful people. It's a control thing. What I believe would make me sound mad, and I'm not prepared to be judged off a bunch of random strangers who don't know me personally. Tam Peden, there is nothing random or stranger about all the people on here. They don't come much stranger than us. All more random. But I mean, if you've got ideas of a conspiracy theory, it won't do any harm to share a bit of it with us and say what you're thinking. I would have thought you would have, bought into it and thought, no, I mean, it's very, very dangerous. But you've got some other ideas. You can share a bit. There's Grady saying, I hear you, Thomas. You're making sense, fella. Kareem, hope you're well too, says Fast Pat. So a control thing. Tell us more, Thomas. Share a little bit more. We won't judge you. So there you go. There's no point in going around having some genius up your sleeve and saying, oh, I wouldn't tell anybody that in case they think I'm half my head. Not at all. We can debate it. It would be a terrific thing. Woo! Whoa. See, at this rate, the beard will have to come off, I think. We won't tell anybody else, will we, Scottie? No, we'll keep it, Thomas. I can promise you, if you tell us stuff on here, that will be kept between the people of the nations who watch YouTube. All right? So how about that? So there's probably not more than about, I don't know, maybe 5 billion people going to be listening. So spill, and the 5 billion, we can say to them, could you all keep quiet? Could we keep this just between ourselves? What's your favorite meal, Scottie, says the wonderful Glenn Peacock. I have so many favorite meals, Glenn. I was one of these wee boys that you ate everything that was put in your plate. And somebody's telling me now it's no longer polite. It used to be the thing. If you left stuff, people say, look at that. It's dragged up. But if you have to leave a wee bit, that sort of idea. And you were told that a wee boy in Africa would love that, so you ate it up. Hello, Scottie, I'm using one of the dog poo bags as a face mask. Don't do that, because that's polythene and you could suffocate. It will tell you on that, so don't be doing that. And if you put holes in it, obviously, it's not going to work. So sorry, it's going to have to be material water relief. Drop that poo bag right away. I hope it's a fresh poo bag that you were thinking about. Scottie, what's been the longest ship boat you've been on, and what is your favorite? Oh, Kareem, I've not been on liners or anything like that. So the biggest I've traveled on would have been the Conningham Wilhelmina. Would that be right? Is that a name? The Conning Wilhelmina, which was a Dutch boat called after Queen Wilhelmina, who was Juliana's mother. And Juliana will be very old now. And I went from Harwich to the Hoek van Holland. There we are. Now, I don't know what length the Conningham Wilhelmina. See if she's still afloat. Look her up, guys. She had a buff funnel with the Dutch colours round it in a band. Right. What have we got here? So the largest shipboat, Kareem. So if you can look her up, Conningham Wilhelmina, and see what length she was. It's a very nice food, but you got a wee bit Moby Dick in the middle of the crossing. You know, should have had these chips. Kareem, had a lovely day. Thank you. Finally had a day off and spent out the back in the sun with my Jane and my little dog, Fast Pat. What a lovely thing to do. What a top man, you and Jane. And you're not still blaming Jane, I hope, for the windy pops. Emptying Hope water out. Fast Pat sounds amazing, and the weather for it also. A wee tan, says Kareem. Dinky do, Kareem, absolutely. I believe in a future new world order, says Thomas. One world government, it's on the horizon. The powers that be will push this on the world. This is a trial run to see how easy it is to lock us into submission. Wow. Now, Thomas, what would be the point of one world government and new world order? We have heard of this. In fact, I'm going to play you all a clip. Yes. Somebody I know when he was younger couldn't leave the table until his plate was emptied by his father. I think there's having that boom stab with a fork away. I think if there was an agenda behind the lockdown, it would be economic restructure, ending the high street, pubs, physical schools or offices. A control agenda does not fit ending the lockdown. Right. What football team do you support, and should I donate to you? Leo Canning, you should always donate to me. I support the Celtic, and I support the Rangers, and I support the Partick Thistle. I support Man U. I support Man City. I support Sheffield Wednesday. I support Sheffield United. I support Leeds United. I support Newcastle United. I support the Borough. I support Blackburn Rovers. I support the Partick Thistle, the Jaggies. I support Hearts. I support Hips. So there we are. And I support Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Morton, the Saints. I don't know anything about football. Hamilton, Motherwell. Is that any help to you, Leon? See what you think, Leo. If that's worth £1 to you, then you'll be very welcome to tap the dollar. Guys, I'm going to play a clip, and I'm going to devote it to our friend Thomas, since he was so up front there. Very interesting. Thomas, nobody thinks you're bonkers. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but we do need to talk it through. I think that's important. So, what I'm going to put up here, let's see if we got something here that would fit. Where's that come from, for goodness sake? Right, there we go. Hang on a second, Lars. Don't dash off. So there we are. Now, this is very interesting. If I can get this up, I'm going to devote it to, here we go. Right, I'm going to give you this one, guys. I'm going to play you a bit of a clip. All right, I know it's early, but I would quite like Thomas to hear this and everybody to hear this and tell me what you think, okay? Tell me if it's too loud. This was a guy that phoned me on the show. And, this will let Thomas know about what he wants to do here. All right, are we ready?
You ruling the world for 42 months.
Right, okay. Right, here we go, guys. I hope it's loud enough for you. There we go. La, 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 la.
Which has been exercising me quite a bit actually yesterday and during the night.
Mm-hmm.
There's trouble coming. You've spoken a bit about this a bit before, but I found that in the States, there are people who are very aware of what is happening. They're informing people what is happening. They're watching the news. And we are months, if not even weeks away from a major, major crisis, a worldwide crisis. No one seems to be interested in this country or preparing or informing. It's very disturbing.
Now, where's all this come from, Paul? I mean, you haven't invented this then during the night.
No. I've been monitoring things for a long time.
Right.
And they really are reaching crisis point.
Now, are we not able to rely on Gordon Brown and Alistair Darling and giants of the nation like that to sort all this out?
Definitely not. They're part of the problem.
Ah.
They're taking us into it.
Would another party have? I mean, we're going to get an election in about a year.
We may get an election in about a year.
Right. Well, I would have thought I wouldn't be too far away that there would be an election on, say, the 1st of May, 2010. Would that be
election may not happen.
Right.
How can I put this? The economy is in absolute meltdown. We're heading for hyperinflation within, as I say, months or weeks. We're heading for the collapse of the dollar, the pound. It's all in place and it's all going. And the one world government and the one world banking system is just around the corner.
Now, is this, I mean, obviously, if what you're saying is the case, then it would have been planned. Now, if it's planned, does that not make it a good thing?
It's been planned, but it is definitely not a good thing.
But why would politicians plan something that's not good for the people?
The politicians that are running governments in the main are actually puppets. They don't really have a lot of control. And if they try to take the control into their own hands and get countries out of this, then they are dealt with.
Right. But why would anybody not want what's best for the people? I can't understand that.
Because there are a group of people out there who basically, they would be, say, Luciferian or Satanists, but they're very, very powerful people out there. They're being guided by Satan, and they are out to dominate the world, and they are very close to doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't see God letting that happen because God is good and Satan is evil. So good always triumphs over evil.
It will in the end. But as we've spoken about before, there will be this beast who will be ruling the world for 42 months. And as I say,
why would if I'm taking your belief system here, Paul, why would God let that happen? Because obviously, God is all-powerful, he is omnipotent, and, the devil has been dealt with through the ages.
He's letting that happen because man will not listen to God. Man will not believe the word of God. He blasphemes him. He goes the opposite way. He indulges in the permissive society, adultery, fornication, murders children in the womb, allows for all the...
Yeah, but I mean, surely God is man made flesh. Man is God made flesh.
Jesus Christ was God in the flesh. Mm-hmm. And the world crucified him, and they are still not interested in him in the main.
You see, it's very strange here, Paul, because if we deeply believe in God and that system, you're now saying that God's actually letting this happen. He's the sort of villain of the piece. So it's God that's making it happen. God's allowed these devil worshippers that you say are around to run the show. I mean, surely...
Yes, he has allowed it. It's part of his judgment, which is coming upon the
Right, but if you're trying to get a job in this country, Paul, right, you're vetted for that job, aren't you? You're interviewed and people make a decision. And all the way through our lives and careers, people make a decision. Now, if you end up in charge of a country, I would have thought that would have meant that you are the best person for the job, that your qualifications are beyond reproach. And that you worship the great power superior to mankind, and that's why you're running the show.
Generally, what happens, you're running the show.
The Americans say, "In God we trust."
You've appealed to the majority of the population, and you generally do that nowadays by being an actor. You do not do that by being someone who has high ideals.
But surely your training and everything. For instance, Her Majesty the Queen has got very high ideals. She has been trained since birth for the job that she's done for the last 57 years and done it extremely well. So, yeah, I can't understand.
But she's not been allowed by her ministers to uphold her coronation oath.
Well, perhaps, therefore, we need to go back to the absolute power of the monarch in this country and throw the politicians out.
Yes, I mean, kingship or the monarchy is one form of biblical government.
Well, of course, you can trace Her Majesty the Queen's line right back to God himself.
And the thing about the monarchy, though, again, is that the country gets the monarch that the country deserves. So it may not be so good for this country unless we have a monarch who's going to be so strong that they are going to revert back to the laws of the Bible.
Well, let me just say to you that I got told recently that a lady had seen in a vision that Prince Charles is the new Messiah.
There are lots of people around who are having all kinds of visions, but the question is whether this is the truth.
Well, I don't know. I'm only telling you what I've heard about what vision this lady had. I'm purely being the messenger here.
There's only one Messiah, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, is the Lord Jesus Christ going to live through Prince Charles?
No. The Lord Jesus Christ has a physical body resurrected from the dead, and that is how he will be returning. There's no person on this earth.
Would it not be better working through an earthly person who knows all the kind of pitfalls of the earth?
Jesus Christ knows all the pitfalls of the earth, and we have his word. We have the Bible.
Right. Well, why does he not pop back a little bit sooner and deal with the beast?
He will be popping back at just the right time, and he will deal with the beast.
Right. So things are actually looking well. I mean, when you came on, it was doom and gloom, but you would say that the big picture is that things are looking well.
Well, the big picture is, yes, that there will be a new heaven, a new earth, that there will be the resurrection of the dead. The living dead will experience eternal life.
So everybody's coming back.
Yes, but the unbelieving dead, they will be cast into the lake of fire. So
yeah, but when you're dead, you're not actually dead, and that's kind of it, really.
No. There is a place where the soul or the spirit goes, the believers go to be with Christ until the resurrection, and the rest go to a place of torment, which is not the lake of fire as such, but is a kind of remand center awaiting the great white throne judgment.
Is this not the purgatory that the Holy Roman Church talks about?
No, purgatory as a place does not exist. It's a fallacy.
All right.
You see, the blood of Jesus Christ, for a believer, I have to say this, for believers, the blood of Jesus Christ cleanses from all sin.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't believe that, if you don't believe the word of the living God,
wash me in the blood of the Lamb, and I shall be whiter than snow.
Yes, and if you don't believe that and take that to heart and act on it, and then you come up with ideas like purgatory, because you say, the blood of Jesus Christ is not efficient. It's not effective enough to deal with my sins. My sins are too bad, so therefore there's purgatory where I'll be cleansed of it. Well, that's just not true. That's an insult to God.
Well, why does nobody speak to the Holy Roman Church about this and say, could you remove purgatory from your agenda, please?
The Roman Catholic Church has been confronted with these things through the ages, and particularly at the Reformation, and their response has been, in general, very, very harsh.
Right. So,
but there have been some.
So what you're saying is that the Holy Roman Church will not take a telling?
They won't. There have been some priests. I mean, one of the very interesting priests to read about is Charles Chit-Chat, who through reading the scriptures, was converted. And he taught his church what he knew, what was revealed to him through the scriptures.
So are you saying that you feel that the priest is not actually a man of God?
The Roman Catholic priest? No. He's deceived and he's deceiving. It's the blind leading the blind.
Right.
Now, Charles Chit-Chat, he believed he should stay within the Roman Catholic system. But they actually threw him out. And they actually went far enough to burn down the church, because the whole congregation actually moved with Charles Chit-Chat.
Wow.
And Charles Chit-Chat actually won a court case against the Roman Catholics. Now, his lawyer was Abraham Lincoln,
who of course was assassinated.
Yes, and one of the reasons that Abraham Lincoln was assassinated was that he angered the Roman Catholic Church by winning that court case.
Right.
And there's actually a congressional record which points to the fact that Roman Catholics in the South were celebrating the assassination of Abraham Lincoln while he was still alive. They knew it was coming.
What about the assassination? Was Abraham Lincoln a Catholic?
No.
What about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, who was Catholic?
Well, there was a common factor between the two, and it wasn't their religion, but the common factor was that both of them defied these people who are going about running the world, and they defied them by printing their own money. There was the Lincoln greenback, and under JFK there was the silver dollar, the dollar based on silver.
So what's the profession of these people that are running the world then? Are they politicians, are they financiers, or are they just greedy men?
They are very powerful, greedy men, and they're out to run the world, to own the world. It's not money which drives them, but power.
Is this not "come with me, saith the devil, and I will show you all the kingdoms of the world"?
Yes. Yes, they have taken this up. What Christ refused, they have taken up.
So, and you think that we are heading for some serious financial meltdown?
Yes, I think it's very close.
When you say close, do you mean years?
No, I mean months or weeks.
Really?
So the thing to do, or the first thing really to do, is to get right with God spiritually, to turn to God.
So do you think if we all turn to God, then this might not happen?
If we were to turn to God, he would, how can I say, he would be the Saviour.
So we all said our prayers tonight.
If you all repented, if you all basically acted on that repentance, then yes.
Paul, I'm going to have to dash, but
I'll just give
yes, indeed.
A couple of other points.
Yeah.
The other point is get out of debt. Get out of debt. That is going to be vital. Anything that you have, if you possibly can do it, get out of it. Pay off the credit cards, whatever.
What difference does that actually make?
The difference is that if you are in debt to anybody, they have power over you, and they can take what you have if you cannot afford to pay off that debt.
Right. What if people don't have very much and they don't have any money?
Well, this is the problem, and it's going to be worse because food is going to become an issue as well.
Right.
So and the mark of the beast is around the corner. So that's the next thing.
We live in interesting times, Paul. I look forward to talking to you again soon, sir.
Right, okay.
Thank you very much.
Right, bye then.
Bye now. There we are. That's Paul from here, telling it like it is. Is he talking any sense? Does anything ring a bell? Or is he talking absolute nonsense? Complete and utter bunkum? You tell me. 01698.
Right, guys, there we are. Thank you so much for listening to that. I know it was a long one, but I think there's a lot of value in listening to that. So here we go. Let's see what you're all saying about it. That's wonderful. Fast Pat. There's definitely been Dr. Data, hence your skepticism is valid, says Grady, the balancing act of paranoia and rooted evidence of the tightrope. Pardon me, your good judgment, you'll have to walk now. Hello, Scottie. There we go. Right, someone I know when he was younger. Oh, yes, we did that one. I think if there was an agenda behind the lockdown, it would be economic restructure. So there we are. And ending the high street pubs, physical schools, offices, we did that one. And what football team do I support, says Leo. Scottie is the highest testosterone with all these teams, says Grady. Scottie, I'm going to donate you £50 if you say, Leon, I think what we'll do is say goodbye to you. So there we go. And that's Leon. We will never, ever, ever hear from Leon again. So there we go. Control of the masses, the people above your politicians. So there we are. And elite, ruthless, dangerous, we need an awakening. Okay, Thomas will not mention the actual families, but control of the masses. And Thomas thinks that there are some of the families. Sick jokes, as the Archie has gone. People are awakening. Change is inevitable. No one's opinion's wasted, Thomas. Absolutely. Thomas, what did you think of what Paul was saying there? You missed Greenock Morton, your home team, Arthur Office team. Betty, you weren't listening. I mentioned Morton. Mon the ton. So there you go. The traditional definition of work is too narrow to include the transmission of wisdom to the next generations. So there you are. Do you know that you can invite people to YouTube studios to help manage your videos? J-Dog, yes, I do know I can, actually. But I think I would rather just stick with it just now rather than involve other people. But obviously, we don't want idiots like Leon and stuff like that coming on with their filth. Hello, Scottie. Good evening, says Randy. Good evening. So there we go. Scottie McClue's bus station. You'll need to change that copyright. So you'll have to change that. Good evening. So we'll have to say bye just now. There we go. Excellent stuff. Right, into the occult are we, says Greedy. Hello, Mo, says J-Dog. Dinky-doo, J-Dog. Wonderful stuff. What do we got here? Christopher Lee was Count Dracula. Strong lever for good, says Grady. Shut it, Mo, says Flippy. So there we go. I mean, in reality, says Grady. Yes. Why do you say no, says Grady? Whoa, that's crazy, Mo. I don't remember asking. Flippy Gaming, I don't know what's going on here. You're not refuting me. No, very interesting. Yes. Grady, Flippy says, Grady, he's just a half-wit. Is he talking about me? I think we'll say cheerio to Flippy. There we go. He's gone. Right. And there we are. And who else have we got here? That goes as well. We don't want the Dafties on. Guess what, says Flippy? Darth Maul wasn't the most intelligent Sith, that's for sure. You boys have overstepped. Yeah, they have. They've overstepped. So there we are. So they've gone. I think that's, yeah, they're all gone. They're back, says Betty. Yes, the Dafties are back, Betty, but only for a very short time, I can assure you. I can assure the intelligentsia. Anybody got any comments about what Paul was saying? I wouldn't mind if Tam wanted to come on and say what was what. Yeah, these are all deleted now. There we go. Oh, certainly not. Right, there we go. Yeah, absolutely. Right, that's that. Full moon, says Betty McIver. Is that full moon, Betty? Yo, my dudes, says Leo. So there we are. Leo, dinky doo. Excellent stuff. Now then, lifetime bans, says Catherine Raven. Oh, absolutely, Catherine. So many lifetime bans, says the wonderful J-Dog. Must have been caught up with the numpties. Yes, Betty, I think they've found us again. Some people just leave you speechless. Get rid of the gaming one, too. No, Catherine, J-Dog Gaming is proper stuff. Is that the one you were talking about? He's proper stuff. Scotty, the daft wee boys are back. Now gone, Scotty. Thank you. Gone, Kareem. Gone. No, J-Dog. No, J-Dog. Oh, Catherine Raven. J-Dog is an absolute top man. What year was it from, says Thomas? Well, Blair and Brown. Brown was in charge, I think, at the time. So we're talking maybe 10 years ago, Thomas, but very interesting. I mean, he was saying, what did you think? Paul seems a fanatic that's bordering on schizophrenic thinking, in my opinion. Lots of conjecture mixed with a religious backbone. Yes, but very articulate and quite interesting. Dinky-doo, everybody. I'm away, Scotty. Dinky-doo, Lee Fly. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. Thank you to everybody who has tapped the dollar tonight and sent Scottie McClue £1. And Grady has sent $5 Canadian. Grady, I'm very, very grateful to you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. J-Dog must stay. Don't go. J-Dog, you are welcome here. Catherine, he is sound. Kareem has spoken up. No, not J-Dog. I meant Flippy. But you've dealt with them. Oh, they've gone, Catherine. Thank you, Kareem. Very much appreciated. Sorry, J-Dog. I hope we didn't give you a moment of panic there. Everybody on here is a big fan. So there we are. Absolutely. And who is giving me money here? Very, very generous. I shall find out. Yes, naughty. He's not the Messiah. A very naughty boy indeed. We shall find out who our generous benefactors are tonight. A bit like, remember Mr. Jaggers, the lawyer in Great Expectations. Sorry, J-Dog, it wasn't you, says Catherine. Whoa, a moment of panic. Excellent stuff. And can you believe we've been up for an hour and a half? Grady, Scotty needs some take-up. And can you believe we've been up for an hour and a half? Oh, McClue, be quiet. There we go. Down he goes. So there we are. Excellent stuff. Grady, stop, my dear man. It was a typing error, says Catherine. Scotty, scroll up, read my comment, says the Archie. There we are, back to the Archie. We maybe scrolled past him because of the numpties. So there we go, coming on, acting up. Yes, shocking, absolutely shocking. Thing is, I have permissions. I'll find out who these people are. So there we are. Absolutely, Grady, they have overstepped. We can take that down now. Way over the top, these kids. You're not refuting me. So why say no? Who said no? Who are we talking to? Oh, you were talking to them about Darth Vader and all that sort of stuff. Hello, Mo. I can't see. I've flipped back here and I can't see anything. So there we go. Pop it up again. I very rarely miss anything. I know that, but there is a delay in reading stuff out. But we can't see anything here. So there we go. No, don't say anything. Grady, thank you very, very much for that. Kareem says, Scotty, I am partially deaf. I struggle to listen to that clip. What was the chap wanting and saying? Sorry, Scotty. Not at all, Kareem. No, absolutely. Could everybody hear it? Are these clips fairly clear when they're on? You know, apart from, obviously, Kareem. Thank you very much. Somebody else is giving money. They're tapping the dollar. Stop. There we go. Very, very kind of you. The Archie 61, cut it and paste it, says Kareem. Yes. The clip you played was interesting. He seemed to know what he was talking about. Yes, the Archie. He was a very, very knowledgeable character. There's no doubt about it. Kylo says hello. Hello, Kylo. Lovely to have you with us. And dinky-doo. So there we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come and join us. If anybody's just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, the world's most humble man. And we are live streaming big style on YouTube. So there we are. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, can we all do a massive share? And if you haven't subscribed or liked, please do. It's absolutely free to watch Scottie McClue. If you want to tap the dollar and put in a buck or a pound, you can do so because, and there's a little one you can click that says, buy me a hot chocolate. I shall use the pennies well and wisely. I heard it all apart from the part at the start when Jane called me, my mum, to see if I wanted Fast Pat to drop down with some donuts and cakes. We don't mind you missing it for that. I hope that you said yes. Send down the donuts and cakes, but social distance. Leave them on the doorstep and do one. Fast Pat. Wonderful. So there we are. So that's that. So what did you think, Thomas? I know you've said one or two things. Going to pop off for real now, Scottie. Au revoir. J-Dog, lovely to have you with us. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday evening. Nothing gets past me. I hope you're not popping off because there's something in the stream you didn't like. I hope you're going to go about your gaming business and things like that. And I will say to you, take great care of yourself and dinky-doo. Thanks for watching. J-Dog. Wonderful stuff. Now then, I had another clip. You maybe don't want two clips in one night, the guys. So there we are. J-Dog's popped off. Top man. Absolute top man. Another wee sip. I said no because I didn't want Fast Pat. I think yes, that's been a wee predictive, isn't it? I said no because I didn't want Fast Pat to miss a moment of McClue because he'd miss a moment of life. You are so sharp, Thomas. Thomas Beeden is such a clever man. Why, oh, Scottie-san, says Rem Amamaya. Rem Amamaya, lovely to have you with us, dinky-doo. Why, oh, Scottie-san, where are you from, Ren? You take care too, Catherine. CJ Dog, everybody wants to say hi and bye to you. Scottie, Blackpool's opening up on July the 4th. Born on the 4th July. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam. There we are. Blackpool, well, are you going down, Kareem, to see what's what? There we are. Do be careful. What does anybody think? I mean, all these people who have passed away from coronavirus, do people think that perhaps the crisis has been used? There we are. Do say, I am from Tokyo. Ren Amamaya from Tokyo. Yes, lovely. Lovely to have you with us. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you with us. Tremendous. Have you just joined the stream, Ren? And whereabouts in Tokyo are you? Fantastic. What an amazing city. How are things going over there? Are you in lockdown? Tell us more. A bit off the mark of best timing. I believe coronavirus vaccination is the mark of the beast. Now, why do you say that? Do you think there's going to be something in a vaccine that people think, oh, you can tell where people are or something? Breaking news, says Catherine. 171 dead from coronavirus. Where is that, Catherine? What area does that cover? So there we are. Thomas Beeden, yes, absolutely. We'll obviously not point the finger. Some people have used the virus to fearmonger and impact legislation, no doubt. Well, I think politicians are no different from anybody in business that's going to make hay when the sun shines. Microchipping. Sorry, says Thomas. No bother, Thomas. Don't worry. Thomas, I'm getting the measure of you. McClue will look after you when it comes to all that stuff. What's best to say, what's best not. But we like to get the gist of what you're thinking. And nobody thinks you're bananas for saying what you were saying. Do you know what I mean? UK today. So in the UK today, we've had 171 deaths from coronavirus. That's pretty real, guys. Somebody told me I can't call it Blackpool, so I call it multicolored pool. I would love to go, but scared I would catch corona. I will go up north when it opens, hopefully, says Kareem. Absolutely, Kareem. I don't think we should ever be putting a limit on saying the word black. I mean, have we to have, a Labrador of colour? Do you know what I mean? No. A Doberman of colour. No, we need to keep the word black, that sort of stuff. Absolutely. You see, if you only concentrate on one aspect of race, that is in itself racist. So you could actually construe that saying Black Lives Matter would be a racist statement. Do you see where I'm coming from? If you're a purist when it comes to political correctness. So there we are. All lives matter. On Facebook, in Scotland page, says Catherine Raven. We'll have to investigate further. Yes, absolutely. Everything has to be checked out. I'll never stop name dropping, says Thomas. No, you won't, Thomas. But the only thing is, if we were on the radio, I would have to not take your call. That would be the thing. And we wouldn't want to do that. A black car. Yes, a black cat. A cat of colour crossed my path this morning. So there we are. Tell me this. If a black cat crosses your path, I've always thought that was lucky. Are you saying it's unlucky? Guys, who's giving me money here, tapping the dollar? Thank you. Very, very, very kind of you. Hello, says BB. Hello, BB. Welcome. We've just had a lovely person on from Tokyo. Tell us more about Tokyo, please. Ren. Things are the same as you. I think we still quarantine as well, but not quite serious quarantine. Ren, someday when all this is over, I must come to Tokyo. There we are. I get invitations to go and work in Japan. Concentrate on the concept, Thomas. Try to imagine Scottie or others know where you're coming from, and your point will be sharper, says Grady. Grady is proffering advice, Tom, and I know you're a lifelong learner. You're a clever man. You actually said to me, you said, I'm not daft, I thought, no, I know you are not. Dinky do, Scottie, says Robston Merry. So people get a bit shocked when they find out that SCOTTIE McCLUE is not about daftness, it's about intelligence. We just don't have barriers. That's the thing. So we're able to chit-chat. Dinky do, Scottie, says Robster Mary. People used to say, who are your target audience? And I would say, everyone, human beings, the whole of the human race, plus well-behaved outsiders and most animals. And they didn't understand us. But everybody is a target audience. What are your politics? I said, nobody knows my politics. I got a terrific compliment when somebody said, why is Scottie not on national radio every night like the BBC or something? And what came back was, well, we don't really know his politics. And I thought, isn't that beautiful? I've been 36 years in mainstream media and nobody knows my politics. We tend to go south on holiday, says the wonderful Betty McIver. We must visit the Highlands. If only we could guarantee the weather. I can remember touring and I was sunbathing in Ullapool in either May or early June, sunbathing in Ullapool. It's fantastic. When you show a toddler a picture of different races together, they don't see different races. They see a boy and a girl. Racism is taught the same as bigotry. Good one, Kareem. I love it. We can't have racism if we've only got one race. I know 3 people that have virus going around, says Ren. Well, do be careful, Ren. So there we are. Can I get a shout out from my fiancée, Erin? She's ditched the show tonight for a silly TikTok video. I'm not happy. No, Thomas, you give her a good talking to. So there you are. You see, darling, nobody ditches SCOTTIE McCLUE for just random TikTok. If you wanted to go on to TikTok, go on to @SCOTTIE McCLUE and build up the following, and then we can live stream on TikTok as well. I need about another, I think I need about another 200 or 300 followers. So if everybody's feeling generous, get on to Scottie McClue's TikTok at Scottie McClue. Yes, you'll see it there. That's very true. In fact, there's a TikTok opening up the YouTube channel here. So get yourselves onto that, I say. That would be fantastic. Right, I need to share to the group, guys. I need to share to the fan group. Scottie McClue's fan group for fans. There we are, SC. Scottie McClue fan group for fans, comma, discussion and debate. Absolutely, and how. Thank you, Robster. It's me, says it's me. Ah, good one, it's me. Glad you told us that. Thank you. Hello, Scotty, says the wonderful Mo. Hello, Mo. The virus is a bad thing of the first order. So there we are, for the first order. Hello, it's me. Thomas, do you not think if there was a one world government, Scottie McClue would be sitting on it? You know what I mean? They don't come much senior than Scottie McClue. Are you 67 now, Catherine, says Thomas. Thomas, you never ask a lady her age. Now, don't tell him, Catherine. Fantastic. Oh! Quick, mop down. Fantastic. Scotty, can you set me up with Scottina? Says it's me. Scottina McClue. Ren says, can you have a shout out for my girlfriend, Haru Ukimura? She has the virus. So there we are. Right, Ren, we'll shout out to Haru, and we hope she gets strong and well. So there we go. I'm 107, says Catherine. Absolutely, Catherine. You shouldn't have said that, though. You don't look a day older than 105. So just don't indulge him, I say. Don't tell him about the extra 2 years. I'm 54 years old, says BB. So there we are. Well done. Age is only a number, guys. Remember, who's been tapping the dollar and sending McClue money? We haven't even had time to do the tweet tonight. What is going on? Do you remember Erin from Facebook Live? She's missing a moment of life. Thomas, I do remember Erin very well because you used to get them all up in the morning on Facebook Live. Thomas, I don't know if you were with us, if you were watching an old football game, some moldy old game on the telly when McClue was talking, but Fast Catherine, Fast Pat's been flirting with you. And my mum isn't happy, says Thomas. Thomas, I was wondering about doing a live YouTube in the mornings, maybe 10 till midday or something like that. What would you think about that? Robster, is that a real name? I'm not sure, says Ren. So there we are. Yes, age is definitely only a number, says Catherine. Absolutely, Catherine. And how? So there we are. Right. Guys, we're needing to do the tweet. Are we all ready for the tweet? Wonderful. So give us a number for the tweet. I'll give you the big motor car tonight. I know you like that one. My programming language does not compute with the name Robster, only Lobster. Oh, yes, lobster. Well, the world is your lobster, I say. Right, guys, what are we sending out on here? Okay, I'm getting the tweet ready. Right, I'm getting the tweet ready, guys. So if any of you know anything about what you want to put on the tweet, then either say it now or forever hold on to your piece. That's what I would say. Wonderful. Right. Sorry about the cough. Had it for 20 years. I'm trying to... Right, I'll put that up there and see what happens. Yes, there's something not quite right. Anyway, not to worry about that. And what else are we putting up? So this is Wednesday. See what comes up there. Wednesday wisdom. We always have Wednesday wisdom. I was born on a Wednesday, and that's Wednesday wisdom, isn't it? There we go. Oh, that's already been done. Come on, guys, more chat. What else have we put up? There we are. That's excellent. Any more suggestions for the tweet? Right, what do we got here? Bye, Robster, your way. Bye, Kareem. Take care of Scream. Going, wait a wee minute. Let's get back here and find out what's happening. Thomas is 29. Don't people who like children say age is just a number? I thought. You are as old as you feel, folks. So there we are. You are as old. You are as old as you feel, folks. Absolutely. Sorry, I lost that there. See what's what. There we go. That's excellent stuff. There we go. Wonderful. Right. I'm 29, says Thomas. You're as old as you feel, folks. Scottie, will that be 10 a.m. then? 8 p.m. I'm off now, so I'll be there. Yes, I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure about tomorrow, but who knows? Bye, Kareem. I'm sorry, the world needs me. How do you say bye to Kareem, please? Quick one for you, Scottie, says the wonderful Robert Scrimger. Which is the only country in the world that doesn't have its name upon its stamp? Right, so is that us? Do we have our name on the stamp? Or do we have Her Majesty's top half on our stamp, her head? Hello, Scottie, says Lobster. Hello, Lobster. Bye, Kareem. Take care, says Catherine. Night-night, Kareem. Lobster, I compute with you. No, I mean, I'm off work, says Kareem. Sorry, folks. Ha-ha. Oh, I thought you said I'm off. Right, so everybody's saying night-night to Kareem, and he's still with us. I work 2 days, 12 to 8 and 3, 9 to 5. I'll miss the morning shows. I prefer to watch live when I can interact. Thomas, you're a wonderful interactor. There we are. Fantastic. We love having you here. Hashtag Fast Pat. Oh, yes. Let's get Fast Pat up there. Fast Pat's on the tweet hashtag. We love it. We put all our stars on the tweet. You're a scream tam. We put Fast Pat on the tweet. Anything else to go on the tweet, guys? Anything else on the tweets? Bit of football. Do you want a bit of football on? Yeah, would you like that? So there we are. Let's get a bit of football on then. What teams? We know Tam likes the Celtics, so we'll put that up. What else do you like, Tam? Do you like the Rangers as well? Can you like both in Glasgow? I don't know. There we go. The Rangers. And what else have we got? Shout out your teams, guys, and we'll pop them up. Let the footballers know what's happening. There we go. What else have we got? Oh, for goodness sake. Right, we've got that. We're doing the tweet. If you've just joined us, we need help with the tweet, please. Fast Pat's on the tweet. Isn't that fabulous? So they were hashtag Fast Pat. Anybody else need to go? What do we got here? Sorry, I thought you were leaving, Kareem. I'm glad you're back. Hashtag Fast Pat. Thomas Peters laughing. I can work and watch the stream at the same time because I'm a droid, says BB. Hello, Scottie. Do you like lobster? I haven't had one for a long, long time since I was down in Plymouth. Why delete Ren? I know him well, says BB. He's not deleted, is he? J-Dog Gaming, says Robster. Yes, hi, good evening, Scottie. Just in time for your sing-along. You're as old as you love life. Thumbs up to you, says the wonderful Andrew. Sheffield Wednesday. Yes, they're in. We've got them in. No problem at all. Anybody a Magpie fan? So we've got them up as well. Anybody a Leeds fan? There we are. We got them up too. Yes, wonderful. What else? Arsenal. I'm a big Arsenal man. There we go. Wonderful. Right. I think that's it, guys. I think we're out of stuff. Right. Off we jolly well go. I am going to tweet now. Check the time, and I'll tell you how that tweet's doing. BB9E and Lobster are trolling, says Grady. Right, well, let's get rid of them then. Agreed, Grady, says Kareem. So there we are. So BB's gone. There we go. Bye, BB. Say bye-bye to BB, everybody. Wonderful stuff. Who else, Lobster? Scanias, says Tom. The big Scanias came in. Fast Pat will be in them. Yes, lorries. Atkinson. Is there two N's in Scania or one? Welcome back, Kareem, says Robster. Bye, BB, says Robster. Bye, BB, says the wonderful Glenn. Bye, BB. So there we are. Excellent stuff. Right, that's another couple of dafties away. So they've gone, Grady. What else have we got? Just checking back, guys. So Lobster's gone, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely. Ta-ta. Right, bye, Lobster. Say every say bye to Lobster. Good. There we go. And he can listen to himself going bye-byes. Sheffield Wednesday, Glenn. Right, we've got them. At least you're here in the evening, says Catherine. Agreed, Greedy. Yeah, they are trading. They are wonderful. Bye, BB. Scotty, any mini plans for the weekend? Well, I think, yes, we've got stuff to do, but I want to keep broadcasting, Kareem, if that's all right with you guys. And as I say, if it's not, you don't need to watch. It's never a problem. Fastbat says, my Jane's fed up. I'll be spending 2 hours every night watching your show, Scotty. She says I don't spend enough time with her now. And she's trying to ban me. Fastbat will never give your show up. Fastbat, we thank you. But, of course, your marriage comes first. Scotty before, says Fastbat. Bye, Lobster. Scotty before my hottie. Hashtag. Sorry, I keep thinking this is Friday. Ignore me, folks. Kareem, we could never ignore you. You're too much of a top man. Hey, Fastbat, says Robster. Good riddance to them, says Catherine. Craigo, hello, Scotty, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome, Craigo. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky Doo, what a great stream it's been tonight, guys. Fastpat's being pressured by Jane. We'd better ban him for his relationship's sake, says Grady. Grady, ban Fastpat? Ban Fastpat? I'd rather cut my crusts off my toast. No. So there we are. Grady, no, we can't ban Fastpat. I think the weather's got to their heads, says Glenn, or they're needing more fluid. With a wink, says Grady. Shocking, says Robster. Oh, they are shockers. And off they jolly well go. I think these are kind of the wee dafties that spoiled the Skype for the whole show, nationally and internationally. They don't understand that this show is totally different to anything else on the internet. And if you're coming on here, it's because you want to be on here and because you're a nice person, not because you're some wee idiot or a wee dafty. All right, go and troll other streams. It's like a Friday from the old days on FM. Nutter's Night, we used to call it. Do you remember Nutter's Night, Catherine? When they were all waiting to come on. People who actually were calling themselves nutcases to come on. Well said, Scotty, says Robster. Scotty, I'm going now, says Kareem. Right, is this genuine, Kareem? This isn't another wind-up. You're definitely going. Because remember the boy who cried wolf. Scotty, I'm going now. My dogs need a good walk. It's cooler. Good night and dinky do, everyone. Have a good rest and stay safe. You stay safe and you take great care of your dear self, Kareem. You'll have many, many fans nationally and internationally. Tokyo. Hi, Scottie. Interesting subject. What do you think about the BBC? Is it not time they start funding themselves? Says the wonderful Andrew. Andrew, I think that's a discussion for another evening. I've just looked at the clock and I've realized we're going to be tight for time. Having said that, it's a wonderful subject for discussion and we will discuss it. Catherine Raven says, just put him in a corner for an hour. I'm only kidding. No, they do. They go into time out. If their stuff's been particularly nasty or unpleasant, lifetime ban. So there we are. My mum's house is like a war zone over your shoulder now, Scottie. Thomas, please stop. Good night, Kareem, says Grady in Canada. Scottie, I boyfriend Ren cannot message, says Haru. So there we are. That's very strange, Haru. I don't understand that. So there we are. We'll find out what's causing that. There we are. Night all, says Kareem, and sends us all a couple of kisses. Thanks, Kareem, and a big hug to you. A virtual hug, of course, because of lockdown. Hello, Scottie. You look great, says Craigo. It's amazing to be on the stream again. Craigo, you know you're always welcome on here. Fantastic. Fast Pat was here before Grady. Plus, it annoys my mum. Says, what annoys your mum now, Tom? Right, keep him, says Thomas. Keep who? Bye, Kareem. Bye, Kareem, everybody says. Kareem, enjoy your walk. Good night and take care, says the wonderful Catherine. There we are. Ban Kareem for life, says Thomas. What for, Thomas? Nobody gets a lifetime ban except the Dafties. I think you should sing the goodbye song, maybe to change her mind. I always catch her toe tapping when you sing it, Scottie. Ah, Fast Pat. Yes, the goodbye song. He said he can't be banned. So there are, of course he can't be banned, Haru. No, nobody can be banned on here. There we are, wonderful stuff. So, right, who else have we got? Let's have a look here. Sing the goodbye song to the trolling Haru, says Grady. Grady, too late. I'm afraid the trolling Haru has gone. So, bye-bye, lifetime ban. I made an executive decision. Hang on. Oh, dear, oh dear. Right, are we ready for the goodbye song, folks? Here we go. Now, yes, I'll sing the goodbye song. Dang, you beat me to it, says Grady. Yep, ban, lifetime ban, Grady. We don't need the nutcases. And guys, thank you to everybody who has tapped the dollar tonight. Thank you. Lovely, beautiful, generous people. I shall get myself a hot chocolate. Fantastic. Right, are we ready? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. There you are. Have you been toe-topping? There we are. Have you been toe-topping? Toe-tapping, I should say. Keep Fast Pat. Fast Pat will be here. When McClue's not, I'll tell you. There we are. Fast Pat is such a top man. Betty McIver said 3 turquoise hot chocolates. Cheers, folks, says Grady. Cheers, Grady. Take great care of you, dear self. To every single one of you, look after yourselves. Stay safe. Don't worry about the conspiracy theories. See which ones you believe. There we are. Always interesting. Remember, you have your own mind, and you are the master of your soul. I'm hanging on by a thread tonight, Scottie. I've been up since 4:30, straight to bed tonight for me. Good night, everybody. Take care. You take great care, Catherine, and sleep beautifully. Dinky-doo, Scottie. Scottie, God bless this big man. The goodbye song will go to top of the pops. We say good night and bless every single one of you. And as we say in the best of circles, dinky-doo and ta-ra, lads. Stick your tongue out and say ta-ra. Ta-ra. Ta-ra.